I'm gonna say the Rams coming off their two worst offensive performances, and for them, they get Odell Beckham, and they should get him back acclimated into the offense, and he should learn a little more. He should know a little bit more now than he did a couple weeks ago. So, going into this game, they got to score some points. Got to put this team in a position where defensively they can rush the passer, pin their ends back, and go after Aaron Rodgers and not allow him to get comfortable. And it's just a matter of time for the Rams. I don't think, they've been as confident as they were in the beginning of the year, losing 2 in a row. And now they're going on the road where they are 4-1 and have a chance to dethrone the Green Bay Packers. So it's going to be paramount that they get this win ultimately for their confidence and for them moving forward. But I think they need a win bigger right now than the Green Bay Packers. They need this more.
They both obviously need it, given the fact that they were coasting, and then each of the Rams lost 2 in a row and the Packers have lost 2 of 3. However, I think the Packers need it more because of all of the off-the-field noise surrounding Rodgers, which has really got to a louder level than at any point in his career by far over the last few weeks. And, Mike, I don't think they get it. I think the Rams win, and I have a question for you, Mike. Talking to an iconic Philadelphia athlete, now I'm going to reminisce back about a different iconic Philadelphia athlete. I want to talk to you about practice. Yes, practice. We're going to talk about practice. Because here's Aaron Rodgers and practice. Week 9, missed it all week because of COVID. Week 10, missed practice all week because of COVID. Week 11, did not practice until Friday before the game, and he was limited because of the toe. And now week 12, if you check the Packers injury report, Aaron Rodgers, DNP all week up to this point. That's a month without practicing. Does it matter? And by the way, if the answer is no, you're not going to hurt my feelings. If it's Aaron Rodgers, you don't need it, he's with these guys. How much does that matter? Because a month seems like a long time.
Practice matters. And if anybody tell you it doesn't, they're telling you a lie. Rhythm is everything. And your rhythm comes through practice. Your confidence comes through practice. And you learn what you can get away with in practice and what you can't get away with. And I always use practice as a measuring stick. Okay, I like these plays. This set of plays we were able to execute. I wasn't comfortable with these plays right here. And it's always going to be a revolving door. So you need those reps. You need to throw. You got to get a feel. You got to get a rhythm before going into the game, just so you can feel good when you get in the game and know exactly what's going to work and what's going to be iffy.
Nick, we talking about practice? Mm-hmm. We talking about practice, man? Not a game. We talking about practice.
It's important.
No, look, I couldn't resist. Nick, I'll give you that if the Packers lose, some people might make a correlation. Obviously, the practice is serious. But some people might make a correlation to the off-field stuff that you've talked about. Because previously, the off-field stuff hasn't mattered. We know, they looked bad against New Orleans in week 1. But after that, they were rolling. And Aaron Rodgers has been great. All right, and then, he comes back against Seattle, plays okay, but looks great in the next. Even though they lost to Minnesota last week, he played fantastic.
He was great.
So far, the off-the-field stuff really hasn't bothered him. So if they lose, I think people will say, oh, is it getting to him? Is he starting to crack even on the field? I'll give you that. But outside of that, Nick, if Rodgers plays well and they lose, I don't think it's a big deal. They still have a comfortable lead in the NFC North, okay? And I think it is about the Rams. The Rams desperately need this win. And I'm going the opposite way. I think Stafford and the Rams need it more, but I think the Packers are going to win. But the Rams need this. Number one, they don't lead their division, okay? They're behind Arizona, and, the playoff race is tight in the NFCs. If they go on a swoon, who knows what could happen? Number two, Matthew Stafford, who looked great earlier in the season, All of a sudden, the last 2 games, he has struggled. 4 interceptions in the last 2 games, only 2 touchdowns. And now people are wondering, is he cracking under the pressure of the expectations? He's never had to play with that, except maybe when he came out, as the first pick in the draft eons ago. Most of his career in Detroit, no expectations, no pressure. You're going to lose. And now people are thinking he's the MVP, thinking he can win the Super Bowl. Is he cracking underneath that? So I think if they lose this game, it'll be 3 in a row. And look, Wildes, Green Bay, of course, was the team that knocked them out of the playoffs last year with a pretty sound beating. If they beat them again, it is reasonable for the Rams and others to say, have they really improved? Are they really any better with Stafford than they even were with Jared Goff?
Yeah. So what happened last year? Why did the Packers knock the Rams out of the playoffs? Aaron Donald had that rib injury against the Seahawks. He was a little bit banged up, and he only played half the snaps against the Packers. He's on the sidelines weeping with his helmet on. He was so upset. And I think he was so upset because as dominant as he is, he's been 3 times Defensive Player of the Year. He's been a 6-time first-team All-Pro. You say all these nice things about Aaron Donald. You don't necessarily say, you know what, all-time winner. You don't. And he saw that taken away from him last year against the Packers.
Yep.
Now, the way to beat the Packers is get to Aaron Rodgers. That's what the Saints did. That's what the Bucs did last year.
Super
and
simple.
Nick, your guy, Chris Jones, single-handedly won that game with the Cowboys. He was tipping balls.
Yep.
He was forcing fumbles. He was sacking. He had, I think he had 2 tackles for loss. Aaron Donald can have that same type of performance. Right last year's wrong. Put the Rams back on track to a winning, or a successful
And the Packers
championship
lost.
drive.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.